Right, we cross our border now. The Swaziland Solidarity Network has today issued a statement saying that the Eswatini Royal Police has raided a number of political leaders and activists' homes from the early hours of this morning. Among the leaders, they say, is the People's United Democratic Movement, Pudemo's Secretary General, Wandile Dludlu, and the Ngwane National Liberatory Congress, the NNLC's President, Sibongile Mazibuko. Well, joining us to talk about this, in the studio, we have Lucky Lukhele, who's the spokesperson of the Swaziland Solidarity Network. And we also have on the line from Mbabane, Superintendent Phindile Vilakati from the Eswatini Police. She's a spokesperson there. Superintendent, thanks very much indeed for joining us. What can you tell us about these raids? The Solidarity Network says that you are targeting political leaders.
A very good afternoon to you and all listeners of the newsroom. We are so much appreciative for this platform and opportunity to clarify on the duties that we conduct as police service in the country. Actually, it is one of the times whereby we are all out to ensure safety of the nation by all means. And amongst other things that we do, we conduct the operations of this kind, which include raids and searches. So we have already started embarking on such that just yesterday we were destroying or distracting some of the items that we find during such raids. And the raids are intended to sweep everything that could be of disturbance when we carry on with our nice time and other duties in the country. So it happened again that this morning we're all out to conduct such raids, and amongst people who were raided, there are those who are in your category, as you may say. But can I put it clear that for us as police, we are not targeting any group or any class or any category, because we apply the rule of law equally to everyone.
So what criteria did you use to pick the people that you picked?
Actually, I can say maybe information that is on your table is specifically on certain people. But with the reports we have here, there are many, many people who were raided and investigated. They include general people that maybe they are not known to anyone. Some of the raids are indeed led by information from intelligence department. That does happen at some point in time. And we do invite them for assistance in whatever information that you are following. And unfortunately, we don't even name them because there is a potential for the investigation not to be positive or not to be negative. So we cannot mention anyone's name while we are still conducting the investigation.
All right, so I'm going to ask you to stay on the line because in the studio we have the spokesperson for the Swaziland Solidarity Network, and he's been listening to what you're saying. So the police are saying that these are, Mr. Lukhele, thanks for joining us. The police are saying that these are normal raids at this time of the year and that it's not unusual and they're working on intelligence.
Well, if it was funny, honestly, I would laugh. But unfortunately, we're dealing with people's life here. What happened today, this morning, not just this morning, firstly, there was an issue or an order coming from the king that 4 activists, in this case, 2 journalists, Musandla Ngamandla, and also another journalist that is a permanent guest here, Martin Dlamini Zweli, and Prophet Gnamtsetwa, whom accompanied me today here. He's sitting at the back. They were all ordered. Cleaner, for instance, the king said he wants him dead or alive. And then the others, he wants them arrested. For one thing, for speaking out and also writing the truth that is always hidden in Swaziland. This morning, again, we wake up at 5 a.m., the police raiding only political activists, civil society, and trade union leaders. Among those people that were raided, it is the president, as you correctly put, Sibongile Mazibuko of NNLC. It is the Secretary General of Pudemo, Wandile Dludlu. It is the Secretary General of the biggest teachers union, Sigelela Dlamini. So now, you tell me what was so special, what was criminal in Sibongile's house for the police to even break her doors and only to take her in for 3 hours questioning and all electronic gadgets. What is criminal about that? Maybe the superintendent can assist us there.
All right, Superintendent, you've heard what's being said, that only political figures were targeted and they only took equipment, electronic equipment. What do you say to that?
Thank you so much. I cannot dispute what he is saying because maybe he's privy to other information that we as police might not be privy to, especially because he's mentioned some orders from somewhere which we were not working according to them. Otherwise, we are aware of the reaction that we always receive whenever we're conducting such operations. It is normal that when we approach people for such duties, we are not acceptable the way maybe we may think, because being searched or being requested by police for any information is something that is not welcome at all. But we are so much appreciative because at the end, there was so much cooperation and we have been able to work with these people or whosoever that we have engaged with ourselves with. We worked successfully and we are still saying we're so much appreciative. Right now, the National Commissioner has just announced a statement in which he was appreciating for the job well done and the cooperation they showed as we're doing this. At first, we know that the reaction maybe of police approaching your home might not be acceptable, but we were so professional. We did it according to, because whenever we perform our duties, we work according to the laid procedures as per the statutes of this country.
Superintendent, do you ever get orders from the King to arrest people?
So far, I cannot remember of any, because we operate, we are in the justice system value chain. We operate according to the statutes of the country. We are guided by the Constitution and the statutes that include the Criminal Procedure and Evidence Act and other statutes that assist us in our policing. And further on that, we have the Police Act. Whenever we do our duties, we align ourselves with all the regulations of the country.
Please stay on the line again. Mr. Lukhele, she's saying that the King didn't order them, that they never get, she can never remember a time when she was ordered by the King to do anything.
Well, firstly, for her to even get the tag of superintendent, every year is the King that gives her that particular promotion. And the promotion has nothing to do with your level of competency or education. It's just one thing. If you pay allegiance to the King and you respect the King, you will definitely be promoted. That's why, for instance, we have so mediocre within the Swazi government. Now, two, we want to help the police. There's a biggest criminal in Swaziland. His name is King Mswati. Can the police go raid all the palaces and they will find the money that is being looked by the Libyan people and take that money and give it back that they looted with his friend that is here in South Africa that I'm not going to mention here. Thirdly, the entire economy in Swaziland has collapsed. You have the health system. In fact, when you go to any hospital in Swaziland and you get a painkiller, you are the luckiest. So you go and harass innocent citizens, you raid them in the morning.
So you're looking at these arrests not as policing, but as harassment?
Well, this is a serious victimization. The King is extremely angry. Let's just help the superintendent. Possibly he is not privy to this information. Last week, the King called all security officers, in fact the heads, from the army up to the correctional services, that these people who are undermining his authority, what are they doing about the situation? And he went on, clapped some of them with his open hand. That's how angry he was. And this now is to say, thank you very much, Your Majesty. Look at us, we are in action.
We're going to finish with you just now. But Superintendent, just perhaps to wrap up, has everyone that's been arrested today been released already, or some still in custody?
Thank you very much. May I first make it clear that no one was arrested today. We just gathered people from different places to assist us with information in certain matters. And every one of those people were so much cooperative, and they were all released. We don't have anyone who was arrested.
All right. And then without naming names, can you at least confirm that all of them do have something in common in that they are political leaders and perhaps may have been outspoken against the king in the past?
Unfortunately, I'm not in any position to categorize anyone, because ours as police, we work with all the people, and the rule of law says everyone is equal in the eyes of the Lord, without any religion or whatsoever.
All right. And Pudemo has for some time always complained about police action against them. Is this something that you've experienced in terms of arresting Pudemo activists over time, or is what we read and hear not true?
Usually, whenever we are working with them in anything, for example, if they'll be having some matches or meetings, we work with them cooperatively. And what we have noticed is that if ever something goes in a wrong way, it is usually people who have just joined who are not members of those organizations. For us as police, we have never had any problem with all of the organizations.
Okay. Superintendent Vilakati, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much indeed for giving us your time and giving us your thoughts about the events of today. Final word from you. She says, look, these were not arrests. People were called in to help them with their investigations. Well,
they were detained minimum 3 hours, some 6 hours. I know, for instance, the last one was just released now, which is the president of the SWADEPA, Mr. Chanis Tole. And it is true that the raids are continuing. The president of Pudemo, as we speak, he has just crossed over, and we're just waiting for a message, and he might be collected as well. Because remember, when he was here in Morning Live Show not long ago, he called the king a playboy. Now the king apparently overplayed and reversed it 5 times, that video clip of the SABC. And I will say it in Siswati. He said, "Utsin lomfana." What is he saying?
Yes.
Please reverse it, please rewind it, and over again, to a point that he then instructed the chieftaincy in one of the where he has built a homestead that he be brought to his royal resident to explain himself. He wants him to repeat the same words that he said here on television in his face. So that's the kind of victimization that is going on. So this one, we were ready for it, but we are saying to the people of Swaziland, they must soldier on. There is temporarily inconveniencing, and the people of the world are watching. They are in solidarity with them, and they must fight, and the bull is now cornered.
All right. Lucky Lukhele, spokesperson for the Swaziland Solidarity Network. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.